Welcome to the second installment of the Dawgs Core 4 Plus 14 interview series. I'm your host, Joe McFarland. This is an opportunity for us to catch up with some of the original players, the pioneers, if you will, of the Dawgs Youth program dating back to 1996. The Core 4 Plus 14 corner is coming together very nicely over at Seaman Stadium in Okotoks. The new addition in left field will give fans a new vantage point to watch games from starting in 2021, including the Western Canadian Baseball League's All-Star Game, which was announced just a few weeks ago. For more on that, head to dogsbaseball.com. And now on to our guest. Vince Ircandia was amongst those on that original Dawgs Youth team, paving the way for him to get scholarships to the University of Maine as well as Niagara University, where he earned freshman All-American honors and is among the team's all-time leaders in a few offensive categories. He also played for Team Canada at the University Games in Taiwan, and after his baseball career came to an end, he entered the sports business world, first with AEG Group out of Los Angeles before going to the Portland Trail Blazers. He's now the owner and CEO of StellarAlgo, a sports analytics firm out of Calgary, representing many professional sports organizations and events. Vince, welcome, and thanks for joining us.
Hey, no problem. Yeah, thanks for having me on.
We are here to celebrate the newest addition to Seaman Stadium, but I want to go back in time a little bit to your time with that original Dawgs Youth team. What stands out most to you as you think back on those days?
I have extremely fond memories, first and foremost. We had unbelievable teams, wonderful camaraderie. I think definitely some of the things that jump out right away, I think the relationships that I built, and then the skills that I developed with such an amazing coaching staff, teammates that pushed me to be the best that I could be, as a player, but as a person as well, just with the caliber of people we had on that team. I think that really jumps out for me. Obviously, there are baseball memories as well for me. I think that I would be remiss not to remember, but we had one of the top youth programs, I think, and teams in the country, several years over. So when I think back to those teams specifically, I think back to just like, we had so many players drafted, and I think our last year, every single one of our graduating seniors got either was drafted or got an offer for a college scholarship to a top university in the United States. So there's a lot of memories that come flooding back, but I think definitely the caliber of the baseball players and people that really helped shape me as a person going forward really echoes.
Any favorite stories you'd like to share with us?
Oh boy, a lot. I think I'll mention Jim Henderson here. Only because he went on to be such a successful minor league and then major league baseball player. But I remember we were trying out for the Team Alberta one year, and so you do a lot of inter squad games, and I was used to being on his team for about 5 years, and then I stepped in the batter's block to face off against him. And he has a really, he throws the ball hard, but he also has a really nasty sinker. So the ball's always cutting in on right-handed batters. And he hit me in the elbow. The ball moved so much that I wasn't really ready for it. So it hit me right in the elbow one time, and then my second time up, he did it again. I don't think it was on purpose, but the net result is I couldn't really lift my left arm up, my front arm, to throw the ball the rest of the tryout. So I was pretty useless. So he knocked me out of the running. I ended up making the team, but he definitely didn't make my tryout easier.
No kidding. And that was quite the team, obviously, as you mentioned, so many guys getting scholarships stateside, and it really propelled the program as well onto a bigger stage beyond Southern Alberta. And what was it like being a part of what turned out to be such a trailblazing team?
It was fantastic. It was memorable. A lot of the people I'm still in touch with today. Baseball in Canada has just continued to grow. The caliber of players, the quality of facilities. The Dawgs are are, I'd say, the best evidence of that. I'm biased, but they are. And so I really think it was a special time because baseball was, I think, youth baseball definitely really taking off. We were representing our country a lot of the times. Yes, we played throughout Canada, but also throughout the United States. And seeing kind of this group of Canadian kids come down and really surprise a lot of the U.S. talent at really top tournaments throughout the United States was really amazing.
And obviously that served as a bit of a springboard as well for you, going to Niagara and Maine, got to travel all over the place. Any highlights from your college career?
Yeah, from my college career, there's a number of definitely a number of highlights. I received honorable mention for freshman All-American when I was at Niagara. So being recognized as one of the top freshmen in the country for Division One was a huge highlight. And then I got to represent Team Canada at the World University Games, and that was an unbelievable experience. Went over to Taiwan to play against, players that were my age, collegiate players, the best talent in the world. It was an amazing draft class too that year. In that, thinking back, I'm trying to remember if it was 2004 or 2005, but I think it was the 2004 year, I'm pretty sure. And so, guys on that team like Troy Tulowitzki and Jacoby Ellsbury, and they had about 15 kind of future major leaguers on that team, some of whom are still in Major League Baseball today. So, going and representing our country and playing against the world's best, I think the Dawgs really set me up, frankly, to have those sorts of opportunities, and being able to take all my learnings and skills to sort of the next level. A lot of really great memories from that.
And that next level obviously is in the business world now, working for AEG Group out of LA, the Portland Trailblazers, and now you're the owner and CEO of a company. Tell us a bit about that company. Tell us a little bit about some of the things that you've been up to, including some recent news involving the Toronto Blue Jays.
My experience with the Dawgs, that foundational experience I talked about before, really, set me up, I think, for, the success that I've had in the business world. And the teamwork, the desire and passion to do your best, and then the ability to lead others and help them get the most out of themselves, really has served me. And after I graduated from business school, I did my MBA at the University of Southern California. I got a job with the Los Angeles Kings at a time when you read a lot about the Moneyball happening on the sports player analytics side. I was kind of that Moneyball person on the fan data analytics side at a time that ownership groups were really investing more in understanding their fans. So when it grew that into a leadership role with at the LA Kings, and then the parent corp there, Anschutz Entertainment Group, AEG, that is the largest facilities owner operator in the world for arenas. They also own 10 sports teams. So I was really in charge of all of our technology and data around the fan. And then more recently, I was in a senior leadership role. I was the number 2 person with the Portland Trailblazers in Rose Quarter Entertainment District in Portland. Ran multiple departments up there, but had a deep hand in all of our kind of revenue operations and fan operations up in Portland. And most recently, as you mentioned, I actually launched my own company. Found that what I was doing on the team side was adding value, but there was much too manual, frankly. And so created a software system 4 years ago that helps these teams understand their fans. And in a world where people are getting more messaging than at any time in history, and are migrating their activities to more digital channels, our system really makes it easier to help these teams to understand who their fans are and build long-term relationships with them. So, our software has sort of never been more important than it is now, kind of in this pandemic environment that we're in. We launched the software formally in early 2018 with 7 different properties, and now we have scaled it up over 80 properties. We're in all the major North American professional sports leagues. We have minor league partners as well, but we're sort of the system behind the scenes, helping these teams to power their fan relationships. The Toronto Blue Jays, we actually have a number of Major League Baseball teams, the New York Yankees, Kansas City Royals, Tampa Bay Rays. I've been able to stay in sports and baseball too. So it's been kind of a real dream come true on the business side for me.
When you look back on your time with the Dogs, any major lessons or takeaways that you were able to bring into your professional life?
There's so many. It's hard to really think about just one. I think something that's that's so important is to one is like to dream big. Think about it's a bit of a cliche, but think about really what you want and what you want to achieve, and go out and make it happen. It's not going to be easy. You're going to fail along the way, probably more than once. I know that I have, but learning off of that journey, and just continuing to strive to kind of do your best and make that dream come true. I think that really did start with the Dogs in many ways, because as I said, you think about it as this team of kids that were really trying to make a name for themselves in a space where Canadian baseball was still not as well known, and that's, I think, what the Dogs program is all about. They dreamed up what that program could be and could become, and from if you saw the fields and things that we were playing on in the early days versus what exists in Okotoks now today, the dream of Dogs baseball, and that caliber of like world-class amateur baseball in Okotoks really is a dream come true. Just an incredible testament to that whole Dogs vision and belief.
What is it like from your perspective to actually see the program transform into what it is today, to be known not just on an Alberta stage, not just on a Canada stage, but I mean, you look at some of the ratings across North America, some of the best programming comes straight out of Okotoks, the program that you were first a part of.
Yeah, I'm first and foremost, I'm extremely proud when I get opportunities like this to talk to you about the fact that I started with the Dogs program. Like, it makes me really proud to have been associated with the Dogs, period. And I actually, I talk about sports business, and even being in sports business, where I do get some exposure to the player side at some of the major and minor league levels. So I'm always talking to the coaches down there, and sometimes the players too, and they keep me up to speed on some of the new things going on. And I am constantly amazed by just like the caliber of athletic athletes they're getting, but also like academic kids that are also doing really well and excelling in the classroom, and just like really good people. So yeah, when they tell me about, hey, we got a guy this year that we think might be a first rounder, we've got multiple players on Team Canada this year, like and it's year in year out now is the amazing thing. Like every year they've got that high caliber of player coming through there, and it's amazing to see.
And we're here obviously to celebrate the new Core 4+14 corner at Seaman Stadium as well. As one of those core players, what does it mean to you to be recognized and honored in this way, along with those teammates from yesteryear, and being able to kind of bring that all full circle?
Yeah, I'm happy they still remember us. It's been a little while ago now, but no, I'm really proud and honored that they would pay tribute to to those old teams, and bring that forward kind of into the new future of the Dogs. So yeah, incredibly honored, and I'm proud to continue to be affiliated and associated with the Dogs, like a lot of players, through I get to interact with players and coaches through the years, from those early teams right up until today. And I think that the Dogs do an amazing job of building the community, and this I would say the community of Okotoks too, that's just supported the team in such an amazing way that makes like further improvements and expansion to this facility possible. It's been just like incredible to see how the team has been such a great match for the community of Okotoks. And yeah, it's amazing to be a part of that.
Vince, great to catch up with you. Thank you so much for joining us here, and looking forward to seeing you at Seaman Stadium in the not too distant future, maybe even in the new corner.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I'm looking forward to it next summer. So yeah, we'll see you there, Joe.
And with that, we'll bid you adieu. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Dawgs Core 4+14 interview series. We have a few more interviews still to come, so stay tuned.